that we can share it with those who are not able to participate. And earlier today at noon, we had a good international call. There were quite a few people on who right now it's like 2 in the morning for them. So between the two calls, we're hopefully covering all the time zones and giving everybody an opportunity who wants to hear information to hear it. I'm going to mute everyone now. And I do want to say the first thing off the bat is Joel, who isn't even in Utah right now. He just ported after being on a cruise for a week, and I think that they're in Orlando, sent me a message about 30 minutes ago and said, Laura, make sure you give this late breaking news. So this is a big thanks to our CEO. He said that any orders that you get either in online tonight or in the event, we've had some people who've had a hard time getting their orders processed in the back office or whatever. As long as you email Pablo and customer service and it's received to our office by midnight tonight, we will process it. Even though it might be after midnight, we will backdate and count it for today so that you can get credit for your buy one, get one free cyber weekend sale that's ending at midnight. So Joel wanted to make sure I got that news out. I'm very excited about that. I know that Dr. Blessing earlier was saying, it's past midnight here, blah, blah, blah. What are we going to do? And I got literally a WhatsApp group message from her with 13 new orders, and she was all worried they weren't going to get in. So she was excited about that. So I just wanted all of you to know, in the event that you have orders coming in or customers, and that they're, as long as you get the information to our office before midnight tonight, we will backdate and honor the buy one, get one free. So that's the first thing. Now, what I really want to focus on tonight is how we close out the year strong. And so I'm going to share my screen here. You know, one of the things that I want to talk about is, and I want y'all, hopefully you'll keep some notes tonight. I want you to write down the word objection. So I hope everyone will write down the word objection. And the reason I'm going to focus on this is my experience is the biggest objection that we have at this time of the year is not from customers. It's not from potential recruits. It's our own mindset, our own objection that we put in our own head. Like, oh, it's busy, people are busy, they don't have time. We actually create a mindset in ourselves that sometimes creates a barrier from us achieving what we really want. And so I want to focus tonight on making sure that your mindset is strong over the next 5 weeks. What you set your mind to enough will not settle for objections. So when you say to yourself, I am going to hit my mark to close out this year, and your mindset is such that you own that, like Lennon says, or others, when it gets into your head and your heart and your gut, no matter what other people say, you will overcome it. Now, I have been in this industry, as you know, for a long time. For me, my biggest results in recruiting always were the last 5 weeks. Even right now, I'm pushing for it. I'm going to share a personal story that I did this past Saturday. We went to a movie. It was Saturday morning. It was a 10:50 show. And usually, for anyone who's been in my presence or stayed in my home, you know I love the movies. And I always pre-ordered the tickets ahead of time. Saturday, I purposely did not. So we got over to the movie theaters, and it's a holiday weekend, and it was packed. There were lines. And John's like, Laura, did you not get our tickets? I go, nope, I personally want to wait in line. And he's like, what? He says, why? And I says, here's why. And I had a stack of literally trifold brochures, and I was going up to people in the line, and I was literally saying, hey, I'm Laura with Live Elite, and putting the brochure out in their hand, and their natural reaction was to take it. And then I'd say, you know what? I know you're in line right now getting ready for a movie. Give me your name and number, and I'll follow up with you on Monday why I gave you that brochure. And in a matter of the time I was waiting in line, and people weren't leaving, they wanted to get their tickets, so it's not they were running away from me. I got 13 names and numbers, and I did make those calls today. So tomorrow I have back-to-back appointments set up. Now the reason I did that is, first off, I wanted to make sure I'm still confident enough in my skill. Second off, I'm not asking anyone to do something I'm not willing to do, so I know it works. My mindset was such, I wasn't going to let long lines or people or the holidays or whatever was going on to deter me that what we want to close out this year is strong results. And I encourage you to do the same. This is a time of year people are busy. You can use it as a reason that they don't want what you have, or you can use it for a reason that you can give them something they've never had. So it's very important that your own mindset is such that you will not settle for objections to yourself. Like, don't do self-talk that takes you out of the game. The second point is to keep focused on what you do each day for the next 5 weeks. It really determines the first 5 weeks of next year. So I want you to write a question down, and this is the question. Is what I'm doing right now in business going to give me the outcome I want at the first of next year in business? So write that question down. And I want you to do a self-evaluation when we're done with this training and say to yourself, am I setting myself up from right now until December 29th, while this Run for the Retreat Ruby Emerald incentive is on? Are you doing right now what's going to give you what you want in January? Direct sales and network marketing is a huge opportunity this time of year. So that's a self-evaluation. What you're doing right now will determine how you start your first of the year out. For me, it is and has always been very important that I have a strong beginning of the new year. It sets the income goal for the whole year. That's what you need to say. So when you look at this year and you say, okay, what was my income from Live Elite this year? It's not enough. Then what you do the next 5 weeks will determine how you start out next year. The next question is, are you buying in to the wrong mindset? Now, what I mean by that is, it is a time of year you can hear objections, in addition to your own objections that you hear from people. Oh, I've got family coming in. Oh, I'm shopping. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Are you buying into that? Or are you passionately saying, you know what, I understand that. So my question is, next year, do you want to be in the same boat you are this year? I mean, be confident about that, talking to people. We have something here that can change the lives of people. And so when you buy into their excuses, then you're letting their mindset, which, keep in mind, 97% of the population lives on the left side of the paper. And you know what I mean by that, the not enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough confidence, not enough knowledge, not enough support. 97% of the world lives over there. We have an opportunity for people to have abundance, which is on the right side. So when you buy into their mindset, then you are allowing somebody else to also keep you on the left side. So ask yourself, do you want to buy into that, or do you want to help them change their mindset and buy into what you have? Be determined. Many of you have reached out and told me that you want to earn Ruby, that you want to hit Emerald. We have the retreat in place. It's January 16th to the 19th. Many of you have committed that you want to be there. It really is only 25,000 in your lesser leg to hit Ruby. In the next 5 weeks, that is so possible. When your mindset is such, you will do it. So remember, you have a gift. What we have at Live Elite is a gift. You can give the gift of freedom and income. Think of all the millennials. You know, I loved Tom Court's call last week. I watched it twice. And I thought, you know, how many people that we can empower. I've also watched Lennon, who is in a different age category. I've also listened to Zan and Dell and many of you. You guys, we have a gift. And I want to speak to that. Last year at this time, I didn't even know Live Elite existed. It wasn't even on my radar. Now, through an amazing set of circumstances, at the end of January, I met Joel. I'm so grateful I did. Live Elite has been a gift to me this year. I'm so grateful. So I want you to remember that what you have is a gift to people. And let's give that gift so that next year at this time, people are feeling exactly like I feel. They feel grateful to be a part of Live Elite. And you have that right in your hands. Right now, you have this gift that you can just give out to others. So remember that. It's not about what they're doing for you. It's about what you're doing for others. Now, the next thing I want to speak to is this question. Do you want to be the same position next year as you are this year? Do you? Many of you, are not making the kind of income here at Live Elite that you really want. Well, next year, do you want to be in that same position? Or do you really want to be diamond? Do you really want to be crown? Do you really want to hit those goals that you've said you want to hit? These next 5 weeks, well, till December 29th, are huge weeks in helping you. Take advantage of all that's going on out there in the world, people and busyness. And remember, others need you. What you have to share will make a difference in others' lives now. So set people up to succeed. When you look at people and you let them know that what you have is powerful and you want to set them up to succeed, they will want to be a part of it. Now, I want to share with you, before I go on to the next thing, when I was determined on Saturday to get names and numbers, I did have 5 people in that line that said no. And I said, well, how do you know? I was aggressive. I'm being honest. I was aggressive. I'm like, well, how do you know? I go, are you making 6 and 7 figures a year? I could tell they weren't. I just needed to look at it, and I don't want to judge a book by a cover. I could pretty much tell. And I go, so you're saying no to something? And it made me think of something that Zan has shared. And I want to thank him publicly on this call. Zan said he was always a hands down, no. Excuse me. And so on Saturday, when these people said no, I kind of joked with them. I'm like, really? You're telling this ditzy blonde no on a Saturday before a movie? And I was like joking with them. And all of a sudden, this lady, and I have an appointment set up with her. Her name is Isabel. I've never met her, don't know her. She was in the line. She's like, yeah, I'm telling you no. And then when I said, well, you might be saying no to something that might be the best thing that's ever happened to you. How many other people in this line have come up and offered you an opportunity for a 6 or 7 figure income? She said none. And I go, then I think I just made your day. So she reluctantly gave me her phone number. Now, purposely, she was the first person I called today. And she actually answered. And I said, this is Laura Greene with Live Elite. I met you at the movie theater on Saturday. And she said, yes. And I said, I wanted to take about 15 minutes of your time to tell you a little bit about what I do. And the reason why is I have something I know will help you. And she said, well, how do you know that? And I said, you said no. And that lets me know that you are not receptive. And when people are not receptive, they're cautious and skeptical. And it caught her off guard. I said that. And I said, how many successful people financially got there by being cautious or skeptical? She said, probably not many. And I go, that's how I know. So I have an appointment scheduled with her tomorrow, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to bring her into Live Elite. And when I sign her up, I will do a drawing, and whoever got recruits in this week, they will get my recruits. So that's my gift to all of you. I myself am signing people up this week, and everyone who signs people up will be the recipients of winning. So just know my recruiting hat is on, and I'm going to town this week. And every person I sign up, every one of you who signs people up, I'll put my recruits in a drawing, and whoever I pull up, they'll go in your downline. Do you like that? Okay. So never give up. Persistence is key. Let's say on Saturday when those 5 people said no to me, I just kind of cowardly back. Now I'm going to tell you something that was funny. John was literally hiding. He was like in the back, and he had his coat. He's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And he was like embarrassed. And I said, why are you so embarrassed? He's like, Laura, these people came out to a movie. They didn't come out to have you solicit them. I go, they came out to a movie, and they did come out, and I want to help them. I'm not soliciting them. I said, that's not the right mindset. He's like, okay. So it was really funny. After we got our tickets, and then we went inside the theater. So we were waiting outside to get the tickets. Then we go inside the theater, and there's a popcorn line. John went straight to the movie theater. He bypassed the popcorn line because he knew I was going to do the same thing. And I actually did, and I got 4 more numbers. So I actually got 17 phone numbers in less than like a half hour at the movie theater here in Taylorsville. And today I've called those people. I've left messages. I've set up actual appointments. So persistence is key. That's what I want to talk with you about. These next 5 weeks, you need to be persistent. Now, setting goals means nothing unless you're willing to do the activities to achieve what you set out to do. So when you say, and I love, and I want to edify this, Lenin has over and over, countless times has said he's evidence, and he is. And so that means not only does he set goals, he does the activities to achieve them. That's why he's evidence of it. So those of you who have set strong goals that say, I am going to hit platinum, I am going to hit ruby, I am going to hit emerald, or I am going to sign up 5 new people on pack 4s, whatever your goals are, it will mean nothing unless you do activities to achieve what you set out to do. So moment by moment, we determine our own outcome. You need to remember that you, as distributors who are skilled, who are incredible, awesome people, who are humble and kind. I've worked with most of you all year. You're incredible human beings. Moment by moment, you will determine your outcome. So make your moments count. I'm going to bring up this word again, persistence and consistent. You got to be persistent and you got to be consistent. It's very hard in this industry when you do the roller coaster ride. You work really hard and you get some momentum and then you kind of let the brake off, and it's so much harder to get it going. And so you have a good momentum going right now. The month of November, we are trending to have our best month we've had all year in Live Elite. That means you all are that momentum. So keep pushing that pedal until you make your goal. That's the thing. You don't want to just let off. It's so much harder to get it going. So be persistent and be consistent. And then don't use excuses for not getting what you want. Again, successful people find a way no matter what the obstacle is. And we will hit obstacles. I'm not going to tell you that we don't. We will. Successful people will find a way to break through that obstacle. People who don't achieve what they want will find an excuse when there is an obstacle. And then they will justify why they didn't have it, and they will settle for less than their best. Don't be that. You're all winners. See yourself winning. So I wanted to talk about that. See yourself winning. So about 2 weeks ago, we came out with this running for the retreat. Many of you have responded positively and you are working hard. I'm so proud of you. We have new distributors coming in. Oh my gosh, it's been so exciting. Last week, not the week of Thanksgiving, the week before that, we had the highest amount of new signups in 1 week. That means those new distributors, many who are on this call, have goals. They want to make money. They want to get a return on their investment. And we as leaders, the ones who brought them into this organization, we need to help them win. So in order to help others win, you've got to see yourself winning. Don't give power to the self-talk. Have the mindset that you can accomplish everything that you set out to do. I want you to know that when we end this year, 2018, December 31st at midnight, before we kick off the new year, you each need to feel like you can look back on your year and say you gave your best. There is nothing more powerful in our life than we have self-confidence in who we are and what we do. People will surround themselves with you when you carry yourself like that. So be a leader to yourself. Give yourself a positive mindset every day. Do not let your family, friends, neighbors, nobody stand in the way of what you want. I know what it is to have people tell me I cannot achieve what I want. I had a husband who literally laughed and rolled on the floor. Had I listened to that, I would not be on this call with you all right now. I want you to remember as you close out this next 5 weeks that we at corporate are also pushing the pedal to the metal. We are doing everything we possibly can to make sure that we're running backdated orders, that we are putting incentives in place, that we are giving you the tools and the back office, everything for you to win, for the fact we want you to win. We love our distributors. We are so proud to be associated with you. And I mean that. This year has been one of the greatest years of my life in a long time. And the reason why is I'm here at Live Elite. And I want you to be able to give that gift to other people, just like Joel gave that gift to me at the beginning of this year. So thank you again for all that you do. Be persistent, be consistent. Don't settle for less than your very best, and go out there and close out a strong year so that you join us in January at the retreat and you get started off on your new year on the foot that you want to run with. Thanks again for all that you do. Make it a great week.